episode 3, or book 2 spirits, episode 3, entitled, or no, yeah, episode 3 entitled The Revelation. No, that's book 1 I'm looking at. So, Civil War is part of my terrible. Wow. So this episode of Legend of Korra, sorry I'm this episode is very simple. Alright. The whole family, or not real family drama, but she has it with her family, but it's not really family drama, it's drama, and in which, you know, Korra confesses to her mother that she now knows the truth about her father, and her mother tries to console her about the fact that Korra is beginning to think that she's not ready to be the Avatar, like Tenzin basically said, and her mother begs to differ and stuff, and I wasn't really too fond of it, not because it's drama, because I am a fan of drama, but I don't know, it just didn't bode real well with me. I don't really know how to explain it too well. So yeah, and one part of it which is actually really funny is with Bolin and his supposed girlfriend, I guess, Eska, I think her name is, and his brother. I mean, it's funny, but it's also kind of creepy because, like, are they in kind of like a threesome now or something? Because I don't know, it's just kind of weird. Because those two siblings are never apart. They're kind of the generic siblings that are so much alike despite being different genders and are never apart. Alright. You know, and at first I thought that the brother was a guy with a girl with just a really deep voice, but apparently not. So that was kind of humorous, but it was also kind of creepy at the same time. But the main point here is Ulak, who, or Unalak, yeah, I finally got his name right, who is supposedly trying to unite the two water tribes through use of the portal, because, you know, one's at the top and one's at the bottom, so it would work perfectly, and he's bringing his forces in. And of course, the other water tribe, I forget, north or south, I always get those confused, so sorry. Right, but he's bringing his forces in, and the other water tribe is actually taking this the wrong way as a declaration of war, and so they are preparing for war, and of course Korra has to be the go-in between them to try to, you know, she's trying to not pick a side. Basically, I believe that was the advice that her mother gave, or maybe it was her father, I don't remember. But I think it was her mother, though. They gave her the advice to not pick sides because she's the Avatar. She has to be neutral. Alright? However, both sides are expecting her to pick their side. So, I mean, and you saw, it was actually kind of sad because even the kids are like throwing snowballs at her and everything, calling her the worst Avatar ever. Of course, you know, they're just kids, so she shouldn't let that get to her too much, but still, you know, it is kind of sad that both sides wants her to pick their sides and she's the Avatar, so she has to remain a neutral party. She can't really pick a side, you know. There's also a subplot here which I actually kind of enjoyed, where what's her name? That the youngest child, the youngest daughter of a Tenzin ends up running off, and they don't know where she's at, so they end up looking for. So Tenzin and his two siblings ends up going out looking for her, and they end up getting a. They end up arguing about their childhood and everything. You know, Tenzin keeps saying, "Oh, mother and father loved us all equal," which really is the generic thing that the favorite child would say, because they're claiming that Aang always preferred Tenzin because he was the only one who could airbend. You know, Tenzin's sister, I forget her name, waterbended, taking after Katara, of course, their mother, and of course, you know, Boomy couldn't bend at all. Alright. Now, I don't know, I mean, for my opinion on that, I don't really think Aang's the type of person to have favoritism for his children. You wouldn't think he would be anyways. Maybe that's just, maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong about that, but you wouldn't think that Aang or Kate, well, obviously Katara wouldn't. I mean, I'm fairly certain Katara is not part of this, but Aang, I wouldn't think he'd be the type of person who would choose favoritism between his kids, alright? But that was actually one of my favorite parts of it though, alright? And we have one part in this episode where Korra is going to talk with Unalaq about, well, first off, there was some people from the other tribe that tried to capture Unalaq, and Korra thinks that her father is one of them at first, for no reason whatsoever. I mean, just because those two siblings have the differences, she automatically thinks that her father would try to do something, would try to attack Unalaq. You know, she even says later on he would never try to attack Unalaq. So, yeah, but she ends up saving Unalaq, and then Unalaq thanks her and has those men carted off to prison, and she convinces Unalaq to allow them to have a fair trial, which he agrees to. He decides to honor the request of the Avatar. However, at the very end of the episode, he and a few of his men break into Korra's house and arrest not only her father but also her mother for treason, and she decides to have so they're supposed to have a trial. That's basically exactly where the episode ends. And I mean, I said before I know a lot happened in this episode. I said before that it was a simple episode, and it is, in the sense that nothing real complicated happened. But quite a bit does happen, though, and I enjoyed this episode. Episode rating overall, it was good, but it wasn't great, though. We haven't really had a great Korra episode like, I think the last one was in season 1 when we found out that Tarlok was a bloodbender. Alright, so yeah. But overall, though, you know, the episode had its problems. That laugh of like Eska and her brother was creepy as all fuck, and it is kind of creepy that it seems that the two of them, Bolin, are in like kind of like a three-way now, because those two siblings never leave their side, and of course Bolin is dating Eska. By the way, here's my third problem with this episode, and it was prominent before, but it's even more prominent now. When the fuck did that actually become official? Like, that they were dating? I don't recall that ever becoming official, you know. I mean, I think Eska's just the type of woman that is... I don't know. I honestly don't know. Alright, and yeah, Unalaq is a real douchebag. I can tell that right now, obviously. Alright. But overall, that's pretty much all I have to say about this episode. It was good. I enjoyed it. Also, the fight scenes are still really good. If there's one thing that this series, that Korra does perfectly, it's the fight scenes. And the animation, as always, is stellar. Really, it is. So yeah, I do have to, once again, bring up those 2 points there and mention them, because I think they're worth mentioning. Alright? Yeah. Anyways, overall, hope you enjoyed this review, guys. See you after, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.